All right, we are back, people. One more time. Again, we're doing one of these a day until we go to LAN. Okay. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did, so that works. But anyway, we're back for laying it down with Big D. I, of course, am your host, Andrew Big D Morrow. Let's make sure we're recording here real fast here, people. Okay, we are. We are. And today I've got a special guest. You may know her from the Ghost Gaming recently, but she's been playing an Impact for a while. We're going to dive into it. I've got Mira here with me. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. I've been doing really good today. Had a little fun morning, played some tennis, got some coffee. I'm chilling now.
What kind of coffee do you drink?
You might hate me. I just drink black coffee every day.
No, that's you. That's my type of coffee. I like black. I'm one of few people that drinks black coffee as well. So, cheers to you. Enjoy black coffee. I think it's good for you.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see any reason it wouldn't be, but
Unless you
yeah,
drink like two
I love my
pots a
black
day.
coffee. No, I sometimes do. If I have like a match, I'll drink like more caffeine, but usually I won't take coffee. It'll be like a Red Bull or something, or probably gamer subs. You can use my code Mira, 10% off.
We're getting into shout outs and plugs already. Hell yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Well, hey, there's a few dozen people that watch these things, so
it's good to
we're
hear.
we're not reaching a massive audience yet, but it's all real people that I connect with. So you never know what could come through. So yeah, we'll get those gamer supplement codes in the about section as well to promote. What is the gamer supplement?
Uh, I have some behind me somewhere. It's not necessarily an energy drink. It's just more of like a mental booster to help you when you play. There are caffeine ones that give you energy, and there are also non-caffeine ones that work with nootropics.
See, that's what
Um,
I'd be interested in because the caffeine, I just have such a crazy crash from. Like, I drink an energy drink in the
yeah.
morning and
hmm
it's gone in 2 hours and I feel dead inside and I'm shaky and weird. And
I try not to start my day with energy drinks. I feel like I always drink a glass of water and then a cup of coffee, and that usually keeps me going until the evening, especially when I have work, because work is like pretty intensive physically, and then I'm exhausted usually by the evening. So I'll take like a Red Bull and then I'll crash before I sleep the next day. Um, or I just won't drink any caffeine. And I'll be fine usually throughout the day. But yeah.
well, I'm gonna have to give these things a try anyway. All right, let's go back in time here, Mira. Let's go back to where it all started. What are your earliest memories of video games? And how
Yes.
did you
Okay.
how did you get into Counter Strike eventually? How did it lead you to Counter Strike?
Yeah. So I've been gaming since I was like a tiny child. Like this, one of my first memories that I remember was like sitting down with my dad in like our old like small house, and we were playing Gran Turismo on his PS1. I grew up playing on different PlayStation games all the time. We got the PS1, PS2, PS3, and eventually my brother got a laptop, and because my brother would also be playing games with me. He's 11 months older than me. Um, and we were in the same grade, so we would spend a lot of our time together usually. But towards middle school, like when I was like 12 and he was 13, I just noticed that he kind of like disappeared. Like he would always be doing his own thing on the laptop, and I kind of wanted to spend more time with him. So I was always like curious as to what he was doing, and I didn't have my own laptop then, so I never tried to play Counter Strike. But I would like watch sometimes, and I would watch him play with his friends, and it looked fun to me. And eventually, when I did get my own laptop, like a year later, um, we played Counter Strike together a lot, and he quickly went back to playing COD and other like sports games on console, and I just stuck with Counter Strike. I fell in love with it instantly. Um, I spent my first few thousand hours like doing random game modes like Assault or like a Hostage. I played like Assault, Italy, Militia. I don't know, like those like horrible maps like all the time. I for some reason thought Hostage mode was so fun, but eventually I started playing more of like MM, and I quickly like outranked my brother, and he kind of gave up on the game, but I just kept going. Um, and it wasn't really until like COVID. where I like kind of picked up the pace on Counter Strike because during high school I only really played it for fun or like with friends. I never really played it on my own that much. Um, but once COVID hit, I kind of had a lot more free time on my hand as I was like stuck in my bedroom all the time, and I just spam queued Face It like all the time. I got to level 10 pretty quickly and kind of wanted to climb more. But one of my friends, because I used to play 10 mans as well, like in a small server called Raid Boss, and one of my friends in there was like, "Hey, you should play ESA League. You might be pretty good." I was like, "All right, I'll give it a shot," you know. And then next thing you know, I was having like college, work, and then my evenings would just be filled with ESA League. Um, I didn't really spend much time doing anything else, and I I don't know. I mean, I took a break for college again last year, but for the most part, I've just been on the grind for Counter Strike. It's just something I love. It's something I don't plan on stopping and doing anytime soon.
I like that. All right, chalk up another one to the older brother category, because
Yeah.
that's there's two different stories that people have shared. I mean, there's one-offs, but like the majority of people that I've asked, how did you get into Counter Strike? It's older brother was playing it with their friends, and I wanted to see what it was all about, or Minecraft somehow magically leads as a pipeline into this game for some reason. So, yeah, chalk another one up for the older brother category, because that's yeah, I like that one because I always feel like there's a certain amount of drive for players that like have an older sibling that was into the game before them, and then they like have that drive to like want to provably be better than somebody at all times
Yeah, I
instilled
definitely
in
had
them from
that.
the beginning.
I remember because I would sometimes play on his laptop, like when he was busy doing things. We would play a different FPS called Rush Team. That was like one of my first FPS I played. It was a browser FPS. I think it had like its own client eventually, but uh, I would also play that a lot, and that was like kind of like my segue into Counter Strike. I played a lot of Roblox as well with my sister. She's 3 years younger than me, and she would always want to play Roblox with me, so I would play different games on Roblox with her. And I think there was like Phantom Forces was like a popular thing in like 2014, 2015, and I played that a lot. So that's like where I got all my binds from for Counter Strike. Like I used to use C for crouch, and like it was pretty horrible. But
What the hell?
yeah, I think a few of my friends who like also play Roblox use C for crouch sometimes, but it's like a rather uncommon bind. Um,
Do you still
yeah, I
use
didn't
C
really
for
play much
crouch?
Minecraft though. No, actually, I switched like last year to Control because my ex was like really into KZ, and I would try like playing KZ with her, and yeah, I just had to use Control because it's like pretty hard to like press C and then I don't know, like the strafe keys at the same time, whereas you can just use your pinky to press Control and crouch when you need to.
That's wild. You played with C as because that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, you have to take your finger off of a strafe key
Yeah.
to crouch. That's got to be challenging.
hmm Or
Anyway,
it
I
would be
didn't.
like pretty horrible as well in like Siege when I used to play Rainbow Six. Like you'd have to like try leaning but also pressing C at the same time. That was like also pretty bad. But yeah,
Do you play?
what's up?
Do you play Rainbow Six Siege as well? Did you play that competitively?
I was kind of planning on playing it competitively because I was really good back in COVID times, but I got bored of the game eventually, and I just recently started picking it up again and playing for fun. But I haven't had like an urge to play too competitively. Maybe we'll see like I don't know a year down from now because Siege X just came out, but I don't know too much about the game still.
What is Siege X? I know you just
It's
said
just
you
like
don't know
it's
much
like
about it, but
CS. It's basically how CS:GO went to CS2. Siege just went to like a new engine. It's like basically the same game though. I'm pretty sure.
okay. Yeah, I saw the news about it on Steam. I don't know. Siege is one of those things that I've played, but I'm like you. Like it's fun and it's definitely its own thing. It's not like a clone of Counter Strike like Valorant is, right? But um, I don't know. I get bored of it pretty quickly. I'm,
Yeah,
I just want to run. I want to move in and shoot heads.
you can kind of do that, but it's not the same pace. Like Counter Strike, you can just like get into middle and get your action like instantly, basically. Versus like Siege, like you're gonna have to like drone an area for 45 seconds and then like kind of like plan out on how you want to get to the site before you can really even fight people. It's like really slow compared to Counter Strike in my opinion, which is like kind of why I liked Valorant as well. But Valorant was, I don't know, it quickly went sour for me too with all the abilities they kept adding. I think the gunplay in Valorant was pretty fun though, but otherwise I didn't really find much enjoyment.
Oh yeah, well, and Riot knows how to make a juicy game as well with the feedback system in there. I mean, when you get like on a tear and around and you get those little trumpet noises
Oh yeah,
blasting at you
that
all the way
feeds
up to
into
the
you. Yeah.
to the ace, you're like,
Mhm.
whoa, it feels good. Like it just feels really good. But yeah, I'm the same way. Valorant started when it first came out 5 years ago during the pandemic. That
Yeah,
game
it was really
was
fun.
it was really
It
fun
was really fun.
and
Mhm.
all of the abilities were something that you could do in Counter-Strike, save for like one or two things. Now, 5 years later,
Yeah.
there's way more abilities than what you do in Counter-Strike, and it's a very different game, and it's fun, but man, it's hard. And
Mm.
yeah, well, that's a good segue because I want to ask, what is it about Counter Strike that what is the secret sauce that pulls you in? What is it that you're like, I'm never giving this thing up. This is a part of my life now.
Um, I used to have like a small community that I always enjoyed being around, but I wouldn't really say I have that now. I have my team that's like basically my family, and I have a few friends that are always like rooted into Counter Strike and willing to play with me. But otherwise, like community wise, I don't really have too much attachment to it. Esports wise, it's always been the most fun thing for me to watch. Like, I've been to Worlds, I've been to a major, I've been to like a Siege major, I've been to a bunch of sporting events, and nothing compared to Counter Strike. Like, Worlds was fun, but it was like a different vibe. And I'm not too big on League of Legends. Like, I still play here and there sometimes, but I don't know too much about it still. Um, but Counter Strike, the atmosphere is just something else. Like, there's no comparing it to Counter Strike and the way like the audience kind of like gets into a game, especially when they're like not biased, but like heavily in support of like one side, or even when it's like a really close match and you just enjoy seeing both teams play. Like for example, I went to the Paris major, and over there, obviously, I'm rooting for NA, but no NA team really made it very far, you know. So it was like
Right.
Vitality and Asian in the finals. I didn't really care who won. I was just like there having fun. But you would see like the trumpet guy in the crowd would be going crazy. You'd see all the French people would be like yelling and chanting, and like it was just so awesome. It was definitely another experience. And like when I was in IEM New York in 2019, we had the NA crowd backing NRG the whole time. That was just so fun to watch as well.
So you were there when Buckethead was putting all the buckets on his head
I was there when Buckethead was putting the buckets on his head.
when he was born.
Unfortunately, I was like 16 back then, so I wasn't able to give him a bucket. But it was fun to watch, and I met like a lot of cool people. I think I met like Nothing in an elevator. I met Freakazoid in a line. There's a really bad picture of me with Freakazoid, like I don't know, 8 years ago or something. And then there's like I think I met a few of the casters. I met Machine. I met Sponge. I met oh shoot, I don't know who else I met. I met a lot of people there though. And it was just funny because a lot of the people I know now in the CS community, I didn't really know back then, but they were all at that event too. So I was just there with like my high school friends, and there are so many people that I met like a couple of years down the road that I could have met in that event there.
Yeah, I have to agree. I haven't been to other esports events, so I don't have a comparison, but I feel like when I watch other esports, that is the like tangible difference that I haven't thought about before. But like the crowd, the fans of Counter-Strike are the most passionate fans. I mean, it feels like Counter-Strike is kind of the soccer of the esports world with like
Yeah.
the most passionate fans in the world following it. And man, I don't know what it is that makes it so deep and good, but it's I because you can't just lean on like, oh, it's got a storied history, right? Like the
Yeah.
fact it's been around for nearly 30 years or whatever is like cool, but like so is StarCraft, so is Quake, so is Dota for that matter. Like all of these things have that, but I mean, even at Rainbow Six Siege, it's not been around as Siege forever, but Rainbow Six has been around as a title for just as long. So Yeah, well, what an honor it is to get to be a part of this thing, right? Because, man, it is a sweet fucking game, period.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I fell in love with Go. I never played like 1.6 or Source or anything, but I the the way Go played and the way it felt, sure, people say like CS2 is like so much worse, but in my opinion, Go is just I don't know. It was just something else. Like CS2 can't really replicate it, but like it's also fun in its own right. And there's, I mean, if it wasn't fun, it wouldn't keep pulling me back in. I'd probably be bored of it pretty quickly if I didn't enjoy CS2. I mean, there's also like the aspect of like kind of how every round is different. Like you're never really gonna see the same thing twice. Like you may on occasion, but the way each round always plays out, it's there's an aspect of pattern recognition, and there's also like the aspect of not RNG, but just like every single person is gonna make different decisions, and you don't really play the same people too often. So it's fun to like get into a pug, and always you're gonna have a new experience. And when you play League, you might play the same people twice, but they're always going to change. They're always going to try to adapt, and they're always trying to try to beat you. So they're not going to sit around doing the same thing over and over unless they're like really horrible. But yeah, it's there. It never gets old for me, if that makes sense. Like with Siege, you see the same setups, you see the same thing more often than not, and like you take the same gunfights more often than not. In CS, you could take the same gunfights every round, but like the way you're gonna peek it and the way your opponent's gonna peek you isn't gonna be the same every time. And like there's always like kind of a build up in game of like how each player is gonna like want to improve and like push themselves past their opponent every single game. They're gonna be like trying their best to win, basically. I mean, obviously there's like people who like grief and pugs, but that's pretty horrible. Most of the time, people who are actually playing the game make it fun to play against.
Yeah, well, and that you bring up a good point too with the fact that people in pugs are trying to win like more often than you think. Like there's the people that are literally trying to D rank, especially if you're playing in Face It or even more so premium Face It, are so few and far between, and like they just don't exist. So if you're always like giving it your all, usually you find success in some kind of like something in your pugs. But I know my personal mood can definitely affect how I play in pugs and how well I get along with others. So it's difficult. Do you experience I mean, you haven't mentioned toxicity in pugs. Do you experience
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
toxicity?
I remember I played a pug last night, and before like the knife round even ended, one of my teammates just said GG. I was like, what? Because I said hi. Like one of our teammates said hi, and I responded. I said hi, and then like our other teammate was like GG. I was like, oh, whatever, I guess. And then like he still tried to win, and we did win the pug eventually. But I just remember he wasn't very happy about like my existence at the end of the pug. And a lot of the times, I'll just like hear the most absurd shit, or I'll be like, that people on the other team will just be typing like awful things to us. Or you'll even like go back and like you'll open a VOD, just maybe you want to see like a nice round, and you'll like hear the comms of the enemy team, and you'll just hear them like talking about you or like other shit about you or like your teammates and like the women's scene in general. And it's like it's annoying, but you kind of get used to it. Like I don't really care too much about it anymore. I just know it's gonna happen no matter what I do. I just have to play my game, you know.
Right, because at the end of the day, Counter Strike is non political. Like all of these players can have these opinions. And as much as Counter Strike has the most passionate fans, Counter Strike does also have the most genuinely toxic, like shitty people in within its scene as like a decent number of people. And not saying I hate all Counter Strikers by any mean or that everybody's a piece of shit, but like there's some genuinely awful people within our scene, right? Like
Yeah,
that's something that exists. But like at the end of the day, like Counter Strike itself is not political, and like it's a proving you let your skills speak for yourself, and that's all you can do. That being said, I do have a question about like how important is the impact scene to you, and like having that spot to play, and like what are your goals like long term as a player?
Um, for impacts, I always appreciate the space. It feels much safer, and like the people who are actually part of the community are always so welcoming. And I don't feel like there's any negativity around any of the players. Like everyone's just always happy to be there. Everyone's trying their best. I know like in ESA League, you'll have some teams that are like pretty horrible and they don't know what they're doing, but in Impact, like every single team every week is trying their best to win, you know? I can guarantee you at the level of play in Impact when people are trying, like it's so much better than I've seen in like ESA League recently. And it's more fun to me. I mean, I just like more competitive games, more competition. Like it's not really fun to just like curb stomp all your opponents in like a lower bracket run versus like actually playing against competent people. You know, like when I play FlyQuest Red or Supernova, like every round I have to think. Every round I have to work on like something different. I have to like figure out what I'm gonna do to beat what they're doing, basically. And it pushes you like mid game. It pushes you to kind of understand the game better and also like adapt better. And that doesn't really happen too much in ESA League, like unfortunately. Um, yeah, ESA League just feels like a glorified pug at times. But
I
yeah,
I think that's sorry to cut you off, but just to put this thought in there, I think that's what it is half the time. It's like players in the community know that the path to pro is starts at ESEA League, so they go sign up with their buddies, but nobody actually knows what it means to be a professional player
yeah,
or to play with a competitive team-based mindset in that game. Otherwise, everybody like me for 12,000 hours is just solo queuing forever, and you might learn the maps and like the mechanics of the game, but you don't learn how to actually play with a teammate.
yeah. I mean, there are also like so many pug teams in the ESA League. Like literally teams that just won't practice and they'll just have fun and run around. So like that just is something you run into so often. It doesn't really make you feel like you're learning too much when you play. Like you can't watch a demo from. I mean, you can always take things away from demos. Don't get me wrong, but like if you watched a demo versus like when we play our matches in Impact, you would learn so much more than if you watched like a demo of like when my team played. I don't know, some like random team of like 2,500 elo puggers in ESA IM playoffs. Like it's not the same. Or even if you played like in any other league. There's always every single league other than maybe ECL, but ECL kind of still has pug teams. It's like it's always going to be there, so it's not the same.
Well, and the other part of my question too, what are your long-term goals as a player? Because uh, I know for most of the teams and players that I talk to within the impact scene, it's not like impact is where they like their ceiling. Like they want to continue gaining VRS outside of that, going to the S tier events and the IEMs and the majors and whatnot. What are your goals long term?
Yeah, long term, I mean, I'm still focused on making the impact plan because that's always just been something I wanted to play at. I remember I went to IEM Dallas in 2023, and that's like before I really know anything about the impact scene. And I saw FlyQuest and Shimmer. I think it was Shimmer with like Vanessa, Empathy, Abby. I think Lisa was there too. I feel bad for remembering the last or forgetting the last player, but that team made it to Impact, and I don't remember if they performed too well, but they were still fun to watch. And I remember seeing Empathy like was doing really well, and she's always been like a big inspiration to me. And then same thing with FlyQuest. I think FlyQuest actually got third at that land. Um, yeah, FlyQuest had a good run, and Goose Raider is always someone I like to watch. So both of those people have been big inspirations for me, and I want to get to that stage of impact and kind of make my mark there. I mean, I would want to win the whole LAN. I don't like losing. I hate losing, but I'd want to make it as far as I can there. And otherwise, for that, like, I want to make ECL. I want to eventually make Pro League as well. I I'm not close to there right now, but I'm definitely something that I want to do long term. And I know that like me as a player, not too far off. But yeah, I want to make it up to the top.
I like that. Well, let's talk about this Ghost Gaming project. How's it been going? Where do you what's on the agenda for you guys? And I know we're gonna see you at LAN next weekend. Are we gonna see all of Ghost Gaming?
No, unfortunately, I'm not going with Ghost next weekend. They couldn't make it work with the whole team, but last minute I did find a few friends to be seeing or to be playing with over there, so I'll see you. But you'll see us next in Knoxville. That's like the next big thing for us. Obviously we have to requalify for Impact, but we're not really too stressed about that. I mean, we're gonna requalify. I know that we're gonna requalify. I'll do everything I can to make it happen. Um, but once that happens, we just have Impact really as our main focus, and obviously ESA League because a main goal for me right now is to get into Advanced. Um, I want us to get into Advanced. It'll give us better opportunities for scrims, and also our league matches will at least be like somewhat higher leveled. Um, but otherwise, those are our main goals right now. We're kind of just finished our player break. Today's our first day back from the player break, so tonight we're going to be starting practice again, and everyone seems to be well rested. Everyone seemed to have a good player break. We were all like texting in our group chat, um, just like showing each other what we were up to and stuff and keeping in touch. But otherwise, like we have a few good opportunities incoming. I think we have Dust 2 US Masters again. I'm not too sure when that is, but we might have that again. And then we also have Knoxville. The Knoxville land is going to be really good. I want to make playoffs there and get some VRS points. I think it's definitely doable for us. Uh, going into last Impact season, we built the team a week before Impact, so our expectations weren't too high. But I always wanted to win still. And going into LAN, I'd say we didn't meet our expectations at Vegas, but it was still a lot of fun, and we got to learn more about each other and the way we play. And now I think we're going to be way more ready than we were last time for this LAN in Knoxville.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to Knoxville. I've never been to Tennessee, but
Me
um,
neither.
do you think Johnny Knoxville lives there?
I have no clue who Johnny Knoxville is.
Oh no.
Is that like
I,
someone I should know?
no, I think I showed how old I am is all.
Oh,
Johnny Johnny Knoxville was the bad boy when I was in high school of like
what does
he's
that
the
mean?
he's from have you ever heard of the show Jackass?
Heard of it? Never
It's
really
a
seen.
it's a show that was on TV when I was a kid, when I was like in middle school and high school, and they made like several movies. But it was just a show, like a prank show, where they would like just a group of guys that would prank each other, and Johnny Knoxville was like the head guy that came up with the idea, I think originally.
Oh,
And I
okay.
mean, the guy's pain tolerance is insane. Go look up some old. I'll send you some old Jackass clips that'll give you a few good yucks. And he's got the big famous line as, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass."
Oh, okay.
And then
I'll look
he
into it. Yeah.
and then he does something stupid like letting a bull run out of him and knock him over or something like that.
Oh,
So,
geez. Does he get
yeah.
like really injured in that show? I feel like I might not enjoy watching it if he does.
So there are times where he does get severely injured, like, but it's not like a regular thing. The whole show is them being stupid drunk assholes and
Yeah.
getting hurt and pranking each other. Uh, Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. I'll send it to you. I'll send a clip to you just for reference. You don't have to do a
All
deep
right.
dive. The whole point was to add, his name's Johnny Knoxville. We're going to Knoxville, but now it's turned into an educational point here for you to learn about Jackass as well. So, shout out
Yeah.
to anybody that used to watch Jackass, and I definitely did. I watched the shit out of Jackass growing up. Anyway, um, what was my? So we're gonna see you in Knoxville. I am gonna see you next week though in Canada, right?
Yeah. You'll see me in Windsor. I'm going with some friends. I don't know if you know who Tiski is, or Tiski, Onk, Retro Donkey, and Destro is the team I'm going with.
Okay. Destro played on. anti-eco club in Vegas,
He
right?
did. Oh no
Yeah.
no, Tiski did, not Destro.
Tiski did.
Yeah,
Did Destro play on any team in Vegas?
I think he did. I don't remember. I don't remember which team because I didn't meet him there, but I think he did
I feel like
because
that
he did
was
get an HLTV from there. So I don't remember which team he did, but yeah,
okay. Well, because I remember meeting him there, I thought, but who knows? Anyway, well, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person there as well and seeing all my friends. Let me ask you this: how important is LAN to becoming a better Counter Strike player?
very important, or at least for me. Online, I feel like there are no stakes really when I play online, and like I don't know, the lane environment is just it's so much better than playing online. You don't really like get to appreciate it until you play online. And then you go back to playing online at home and you're just like, shit, I can't hold angles anymore. I'm playing online Counter-Strike. Um, it's just, I don't know. The way you play on LAN, it feels like the pace is right. When you play online, it just, whatever the fuck happens, happens kind of. Um, but yeah, LAN feels more like proper Counter-Strike, and I enjoy that much more than I do of online. I try to go to every land I can. Luckily, I'm on the East Coast. I get to go to all the Rowan lands usually. I didn't go to this last one, but I've been to the past three before that, and I had good runs there. It's always been so much fun. Um, the Rowan ones are always very small though, but there are always some good players that show up, and I have fun. I mean, we basically know everyone there now. We know like every team that plays there, so it's fun to play against all of them and see who wins that time.
I like that. Well, let's we talked a little bit about it earlier with how many teams in North America are kind of puggy teams, even in ESEA League from top to bottom. But what do you think the issues that plague North American Counter Strike are, and what do you think we can do to try to solve them? And as kind of a last part of that question, do you feel like we're in an uptick or a downswing as far as like how good we're getting with our talent?
Mm, I mean, I would say we're really in an uptick. I'd say the Impact League is definitely in an uptick. I mean, we've seen so many better players come join in, and it's definitely helped raise the level of Impact, and I've enjoyed that a lot. But I don't know. I mean, it just feels like there are worse teams making it to higher leagues more often than not. Like, I'd say the state of advanced isn't like the best right now, and you'll see like a lot of teams that are like not really shooting back are just like in advance somehow. Or you'll see like certain players that like are like not that good, but they're somehow like up there as well. Um, and I mean, I don't think that's a problem necessarily. Obviously, everyone should have their opportunities to improve, and you know, playing advanced is always still a good opportunity. But it's like a lot of the times you'll see like recycled talent. Like you don't really see newer players getting a shot at doing things. It's nice to see. I think recent moves put like Carson and Exotic into M80, or was it Energy? I
Energy.
don't remember. Was it Energy? Okay.
OC and Hext were bench. Hext moved to M80,
Yeah, Hex moved to
and
M80.
Carson and Exotic. We'll get the exotic face reveal
Finally, yeah. I
at
mean, I don't
LAN.
know much about him. I just know that people said he's a land dodger, and I'm like, all right. But it's nice to finally see like fresh faces kind of move up a little bit. I mean, Carson's not really a fresh face. He's kind of been around with Nouns, right? But it's still good to see him playing like in better events. And I mean, I like watching FPL streams a lot. I think FPL's it looks fun. I don't know how healthy of an environment it is in right now. There's always people playing, which is good, but I think I don't know. It doesn't look like the most competitive thing either. Like if you're watching like EU FPL, there's always someone like dominating, trying to win. And AFPL just looks like more of the higher yellow players just having fun. And I think another issue we have in NA is like the pug ecosystem is pretty horrible as well. Uh, I don't know. Elo is just really inflated in general, and I don't really have any solution on fixing it. I know they did like a was it like a rank? It was like a solo duo queue only weekend. I played in that, and honestly, it was a lot better. Like not seeing like 3 stacks and 4 stacks just running every pug, you know. people actually were playing to win, talking to each other more in that solo duo weekend. I enjoyed it much more than I did of like actual pugging. Um, but I still try to pug all the time. I mean, I you don't really get any other practice in NA outside of scrims. I guess that's another thing. Like scrims are always so late. Like they're always at like 7 Eastern or later. And obviously for West Coast people, that's at like 4 p.m. for them. But if we did like scrims at like 4 p.m. Eastern, like I don't know. I mean, obviously people have jobs, people have other things. I have a job. I mean, I probably couldn't even do 4 p.m. some days, but like most days I probably could make it work if I wanted to. And I don't know. I think that would help like get more scrims into scrim block as well for some teams, especially with like East Coast, because some of the East Coast players, or even some players in Canada, that are like in a time zone even like further, with like 30 minutes or an hour forward. Um, they don't get to play too much scrim wise, and I think like lack of practice in NA is like a big thing. I mean, I don't know how it really is in EU because I haven't played in EU, but like, um, it just feels like there are a lot of teams that don't practice as much, and teams that don't practice effectively either. And I know like a few of my friends are on teams, and they'll be like, "Oh, you guys practice like 4 hours, 5 hours, some days even 6 hours," and we're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You guys practice more than like every other team I've seen." And I was like, I feel like we're not even practicing enough sometimes. I feel like, or maybe our practice isn't the most effective at times, but usually we're always having takeaways and we're all learning from, and like, I don't know. When I was in like older teams, I didn't feel like I was having that effective practice, especially like before I joined Impact. Um, Practice wasn't never like as a structured thing. It was more of like a let's just get on and scrim. But like, I think that's not like a good way to run practice, and you're not really going to learn much from just scrimming. So more teams need to kind of like step it up when it comes to practice, and also using their scrims effectively. Like we'll have teams we scrim against that will just go A on like Anubis for like 13 rounds on their, or 12 rounds on their T side, or like they'll just rush B on like Ancient every round. Like you're playing a scrim, it's not like a pug. Like you should be trying to, you know, actually practice things instead of just running it down. But I don't know. I mean, it's up for different people's interpretations. Obviously, like I've had teammates before that like were like, let's practice our A exec every round, and I thought it was a horrible idea, but like they would literally just like 142 go into an A exec on Mirage every single round the T side out, and I was like, I'm losing my mind. This is a waste of time. And not only is it a waste of time, but like neither team is learning anything from this. Um, but it's like it's always up for like different people's or different IGLs like interpretations of the game. Like maybe they took away something from it that I didn't. I don't know. But I just I hate seeing stuff like that happen so often. Or like teams that will go like long and dust 2 every round. Like I guess you could practice your long take, but like you're not gonna do that in an actual match. You should kind of be practicing things you would actually do, you know? Um, but yeah,
Get
I don't know.
serious.
Those are just some of
That's
the issues I feel are in like ESA League and Face It.
yeah, I mean from top to bottom, I think the summary of that is get serious about Counter-Strike. Like we've got a limited pool here of talent. We've got to start like it's got to start getting more focused if it wants to get on the higher level. And I think it's interesting you bring up the stuff about FPL as well, because I just had somebody on the show the other day who was talking about the fact exactly what you said. In EU FPL, you are watching those players act like that is their moment to impress an org and get picked up or impress the right person. Whereas in NA, they're just goofing off and playing grab ass, and it's just a high level pug instead
Yeah.
of, you know, a showcase of talent. Um, yeah, well, that's interesting. I like that. I got one last question here for you, Mira, and then I think we're gonna call it good. And this is the same question that I ask everybody. Um, if you could talk to a younger version of yourself and give them some advice, what would it be?
Jeez. I don't know how far I'd go back. I'd probably tell my like high school self that always wanted to play ESA League when I was growing up, because when I was in high school, I had my little laptop that ran like Counter-Strike on 30 FPS, and I played on like a ping pong table in my basement before we even built the basement. So it was like kind of a ratchet setup, and all I know is I wanted to get a PC. I wanted to be in my room playing and doing things, and I got a job in my senior year. I literally just spent all my money. I saved up all my money and bought like a decent enough PC to run the game at like 140 FPS, and I just I never got serious about it back then. Like I feel like I should have. I should have taken advantage of that time I had while I was younger. Um, I would probably tell myself like if I could direct myself in a way, I would direct myself away from certain teams I played on. Um, Otherwise, I would say like I spent so much time playing 10 mans and like other menial things when I could have been like actually learning about the game and improving. Um, don't get me wrong, I had fun in those 10 mans and COVID times especially because we were playing like literally 24 hours a day at times. But you don't improve the same way you do when you play ESA League, and I just wish I started all of it sooner and took advantage of the time I had back then. I mean, not that I don't have time now. I'm still making it work somehow. And, someone that's close to me told me like if you want something, you're going to make it work. Like no matter what, you're going to make it happen. And this is something I want, so that's what I'm going to do. But I just wish it was something that I really put more value into sooner.
Well, you're still young and you still got the world ahead of
Yeah,
you. And I think that line of oh, 30-year-olds can't play esports as well as the young people. Oh, hogwash. It's a
I agree. That's
mindset and
hogwash.
yeah, it's a video game. We can move our arms just fine. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I think great things are ahead of you. And I think that's some great advice though. Just don't hesitate, don't wait. Get involved immediately. All right, well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much coming through and having a yap sesh about Counter Strike with me. Are there any shout outs or plugs you want to give? Where can the people find you here?
Um, yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Mira_frags. You can also find me on Twitch, MiraCat7. I've been trying to stream a lot more recently. I think during the player break, I kind of took a little bit time away from streaming just because I wanted to do things with my free time, and I was also working full time, so I was just exhausted some days from work. But I'm still gonna be working full time. I'll just make time to stream when I can though, and I'm gonna try to stream like at least 4 or 5 days a week again. That's kind of the schedule I was on before the player break, but I want to get back to it. Have another stream highlights video coming up. I'll post that on Twitter and YouTube probably. My YouTube is also MiraCat7, I believe. And then, yeah, that's where you can find me. Don't forget to use code Mira for 10% off your gamer subs. Wait, I have gamer subs. I'll show you 1 second.
Yeah, let's see them.
Um, okay, hold on. Let me put my in-ears back on because I just kind of use in-ears for my PC. But here are some of them that I have. I probably aren't going to show the other ones because I don't know how like I don't know about your brand and how friendly they are. But this one's the caffeine-free one. This one has caffeine. Um, they're literally what they are. They're just supplements to help you play better.
They
We
powder that
also
you
got
put in
shaker cups.
water.
What's up?
It-
Yeah,
uh,
it's a powder. Yeah, you just fill up like a shaker cup like this with water, and then you put the powder in and you just shake it a bit and then just drink it. And yeah, it's easy, just like that.
wow, what a time to be alive. All
It's
right.
like, yeah, it's great, especially if you don't want to prepare like coffee every day, You can just pop one of these and go.
Yeah, I'm more interested in if they have less of a crash than coffee because I
I've
drink.
noticed they have less of a crash, or at least in my opinion, they have less of a crash. I don't know. Some people, I mean, coffee is also different because this feels like cleaner energy to me versus like coffee, which just feels like you're getting a little spike and then it goes down. This is like, it just feels like you got a little boost of energy and
It's
you
sustained.
slowly come down. Yeah, it's sustained. It's not like a up and down like a spike. It's like a slow like level down, level up.
I'm gonna check it out then. All right, you all should too at home. All right, Mira, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. Thank you for watching at
Thank
home.
you so much.
And that is it. Oh,
Been a pleasure.
Let's get
Huh?
up here. No, hang on. Just takes me forever to get.